Hello students, I hope you all are doing well and taking care because we need to be at home and that is the only solution for the problem of COVID-19. Okay, so just be at home, take care of yourself, take care of your family members and take all the precautions. So the chapter we are going to continue today, that is force and pressure. And in the previous class we understood the liquid can exert the pressure and the liquid pressure can change with the change in the density of the liquid, change in depth within the liquid, and even with the gravity the pressure exerted by the liquid can change. So today we are going to take the next topic we have, that is the pressure exerted by the gas. So even the gas can exert the pressure, that is we are going to understand today and the related concepts. But the only thing is, when we are doing any concepts in science, we must be able to relate it with the real life situations, and then only the science become interesting. Otherwise there is no meaning of science if you are not able to relate it with the real life situations, because the meaning of science is to see the nature, understand the nature and find out the solutions of the problems that we have around us. Okay, so only learning science is not so important, but applying the science is most important in the real life situation. So let's see what things we have today, and even if possible take the help of your parents or your guardian and elders and try to do the activity related with the science, and then only you have more interest in the subject and you have more understanding of the subject. So learning by doing is very important in science. Okay, so let's start the class. So the topic we have, pressure exerted by fluid, and today we are going to talk about the pressure exerted by gas. So let's start the class today. And the very first topic is we have, that is gas exerts pressure. So very first you can read out, molecules of gas have mass and they are in motion all the time and hence apply pressure. So if you remember, in the previous class we understood that the liquid molecules, they have mass and they are in motion, and because of these two properties, that is mass and motion of the molecules, they are able to apply the force and hence they are applying the pressure. So since gas is also a matter and even the molecules of the gas will have mass, and even the molecules of gas are free more than the liquid molecules, so they are in motion also. So even the gas will exert the force and hence the pressure on any object. So the concept is same, and lots of applications we have or examples we have in daily life. Very first, when you are filling the air in a balloon, you know the balloon expands, and this expansion is simply showing you that the air is giving the pressure on the wall of the balloon. So only because of the pressure exerted by the gas the balloon expands. So this is one example we have, and you know the balloon expands in all direction, means the air is applying pressure in all direction. That is one thing. Second example, when you are filling the air in tires and tubes, and you know the tires and tubes are carrying the entire load of the vehicle, so it is just because of the air pressure. So the air pressure is that much within the tire and the tube that it is capable to hold the entire load of the vehicle. So you can think how it is applicable in the real life. Okay. Third one, windmill. If you know, in the windmill we have the blades which rotates, and this rotation is just possible because of the pressure given by the air only. So the wind, when blows, it gives the pressure on the blades, and because of that air pressure the windmill works. So this is another application or the use, or we can say example from daily life, where the pressure exerted by gas can be understood. Okay, so I hope these examples are clear, and there are lots of examples we have, you need to think and find out. Now the next topic we have is atmospheric pressure. So atmosphere, we know that earth is surrounded by a thick layer of air, water vapor, dust and all, that is called atmosphere. and even that atmosphere can exert the pressure, and that pressure is called atmospheric pressure. So very first you can read out the force per unit area exerted by the weight of the atmosphere is called atmospheric pressure. So the concept is, if we have the atmosphere, then in the atmosphere we have molecules only. We have dust molecules, we have the molecules of the air, we have the molecules of water vapor. So the entire atmosphere is nothing but it is made up of molecules, and molecules are having the mass and they are also in motion. So both the things we have in the atmosphere, and since we have this mass and the motion, then even the molecules of the atmosphere are capable to apply the force, and hence it can apply the pressure. So within the atmosphere also the pressure is given by the molecules of the atmosphere, and that is given the atmospheric pressure. So if we are on the surface of the earth or within the atmosphere of the earth, then all the time we are getting the pressure exerted by the atmosphere. And this is just an imagination, means if we are standing somewhere, then over your head how many molecules you have, you can imagine. So the thickness of the atmosphere is that much, that you know, and above your head lots of molecules of the atmosphere are there, and all of those molecules are trying to give you downward force, because the earth is pulling those molecules downward. So since those molecules are attracted by the force of gravity, so they are basically giving force on your head, and hence since they are giving the force, they are giving pressure. And to calculate the pressure, we can apply the same concept. We can find out how much force can be given by this number of molecules and how much is the area of your head. So finding these two, we can actually find out how much pressure can be exerted by the atmosphere on your head. So this is the simple concept we have, and the meaning of weight you should know. In general, the weight and mass, they are not same thing. So when you say my weight is 30 kilogram, 40 kilogram, it's not your weight, it's your mass, because the kilogram is the SI unit of mass and weight is a force. So simple concept is, when you are attracted by the force of gravity, how much force is given to you by the earth, that is your weight. So weight is a force. So we can say the force by which anything is objected towards the earth, that force is called the weight of that object, and that is proportional to the mass. Means more is the mass of the object, more will be the force of gravity to that object, and more will be the weight also. Okay, so weight is related with the mass, but weight and mass, they are not same thing, that you should know, and more about this we will discuss in class 9th. So the only concept is force or weight, means weight is a force, and since weight is a force, it can apply pressure, and that we can calculate. So all the molecules of the atmosphere, they have mass, and since they have mass, they are having weight also, and calculating that weight and finding the area, we can find out the pressure. So finally the concept is, the weight of the molecules apply pressure, and within that atmosphere it is given the name atmospheric pressure. So I hope it is understood. Now factors affecting atmospheric pressure, means if the pressure is exerted by the atmosphere, then how much is that pressure, what will decide the pressure. So let's understand the things. So overall there are three main factors that I am going to discuss today, and the very first is height above the earth's surface. Means if you move upward, that is above the surface of the earth, then how the pressure exerted by the atmosphere will change. So in general you should know, more is the height above the earth's surface, less will be the atmospheric pressure. So if you start moving up, the pressure by the atmosphere will decrease. So let's understand the meaning why. So if you see this picture, a person is standing at the bottom of the mountain and a person is standing at the top of the mountain. Now we know overall the pressure exerted by the atmosphere is nothing but the pressure exerted by the molecules of the atmosphere. Okay, so how many molecules you have above your head, that will decide how much pressure is exerted by the atmosphere. So if you are at the bottom of the mountain, then more and more molecules of the atmosphere you have above your head. So it is understood, more will be the number of molecules, more will be the weight or force exerted by the molecules, and hence more will be the pressure. So at the bottom the pressure will be higher. If you move to the top of the mountain, now above your head the number of molecules of the atmosphere will be less. So the more higher you go, less will be the number of molecules above your head, and hence less will be the force given by those molecules, and hence more will be less will be the pressure. So that is simple concept. The higher you go, the less will be the atmospheric pressure. So that is the simple concept that we have. Next we have temperature of atmosphere. Means if the temperature is high or low, then how the pressure will be different. And this you can understand with the help of this diagram, the picture given to you. So you can see one side it is warm and one side is cold. So in general, if the temperature is high, then what happens? The molecules get excited. Excited means they start moving faster. So with the increase in temperature, the movement of the molecules increases. And once they start moving faster, then what will happen? They will start moving apart from each other. And if they are moving apart from each other, then what will happen? More and more space will be created between the molecules. So we can say at the high temperature, the number of molecules in a given space will be less, because more space has been created between the molecules. And at low temperature, the molecules are quite close to each other, so the space between the molecule is less. So it is understood, if the temperature is high, then even in a given space the number of molecules is less, and since the number of molecules will be less, then less force will be exerted by the molecules, and hence less will be the pressure. If the temperature is low, more will be the number of molecules, because they are very close, more will be the force and more will be the pressure. So we can say more is the temperature, less will be the atmospheric pressure, and with the increase in temperature, the density of air decreases and hence pressure decreases. So we understood the density in the previous class, that is, it is related with the closeness of the molecules. So the molecules are very close, we understood it is having high density. So high density, more molecules, more force, more pressure. Less density, less force, less pressure. Okay, so that is what we understood in the previous class also. So I hope this you also understood, that is, in the winter and summer season the pressure exerted by the atmosphere will not be same, and it is understood now that is, in winter the pressure will be more as compared to the summer. Third factor is the humidity. Now the meaning of humidity, you know how much water vapor we have in the air. So more is the presence of water vapor in the air, more will be the humidity. Okay, so this will also decide the pressure. So see the diagram here, the picture given to you. One side the humidity is high, that is 95%, other side the humidity is low, that is 10%. So it is understood, if the humidity is high, means there are more molecules of the water vapor. So if more will be the molecules of the water vapor, then what will happen? More will be the humidity and more will be the force given by the molecules of the atmosphere, and hence more will be the pressure. So with the increase in humidity, the number of molecules in the atmosphere increases, and hence the force given by the molecules will increase, and hence the pressure will also increase. So more is the humidity, more will be the atmospheric pressure. That is the simple concept we have. Okay, so overall three different factors we have. Height, so the more above earth's surface you go, the more will be the less will be the pressure by the atmosphere. More will be the temperature of the atmosphere, less will be the pressure, and more is the humidity, more will be the pressure. So these are the three factors which will decide the pressure exerted by the atmosphere. So certain concepts you should know. That is first one, in space, since there is vacuum and density is almost zero, so pressure is almost zero. Means if you come out of the atmosphere of the earth, so once you cross the atmosphere of the earth, then there is no molecule, there is no medium, so there is vacuum is absence of medium. So if the medium is not there, then there cannot be any molecule to give the force, and hence it cannot give any pressure. So in the space, because of the absence of medium, the pressure is almost zero because the density is almost zero. Okay, so that is one thing you should remember. So it is understood, once you start moving above the earth's surface, then the pressure will decrease, and finally once you come out of the atmosphere of the earth, then pressure will be almost zero. So you should remember this topic will take later on for another concept. If a space is created between molecules of air, then pressure will decrease. So this we understood. If the density of the air will decrease, density means the closeness of molecules. So if the closeness will decrease, okay, so closeness will decrease means the density will increase. So if the molecules are very close, then it will give more pressure and more atmospheric pressure will be there. But if the molecules will start moving away from each other, then more space will be created, and hence because of more space, the pressure exerted will be less. So more density of the air, more pressure given by the air, less density of the air, less pressure given by the air. That is also you need to understand again. Third, any object experiences force when placed between high and low pressure, and this force is always toward low pressure. For this I am going to show you activity also, but the concept is, if you say that there is an object and that object is placed between two different points, one side we have high pressure, one side we have low pressure, then the object will get some force, and that force will be from high to low pressure. Means if the object is placed between high and low, then the object will start moving towards low pressure. Okay, and the best example you have is when you are pushing some object. So when you are pushing, then your side or nearby you the pressure is maximum, and other side the pressure is low, so the object moves away from you. So when you push, the object move from high to low pressure, that is from your side to other side. So this is all the time applicable, and you might have seen the activity, that is water rising in a container, that I am going to show. That this activity will help you to understand this concept. You might have seen this activity, and you should know in this activity there is a role of atmospheric pressure. So let's watch the video, and after the video we'll have the discussion of the concept also. So there is a glass, a candle, a plate, and there is ink also, and a syringe. Syringe is not so important, but we need to have some colored water. And now this colored ink is taken in the plate, and the candle is burning, you can see. And now this candle is covered with the glass, and finally you can see the water. So you can see how the water is rising up in the glass. So you can try this at home. So I hope you have seen the activity properly, and now based on that, let's see why it happened, why the water rising up in the container. So the conclusion we have from this activity. So very first, read out: due to heat, the air within container expands and escapes from the bottom. So you have seen the candle, the burning candle within the glass. So the time the candle is covered with the glass, what will happen? Within the glass there are air molecules, and that air molecules will be heated because of the flame of the candle. And you have understood in class 7th, because of heat the expansion takes place. so the object expands, the molecules will move apart. So the very first thing is, when the glass was kept over the candle, then the air molecules within the glass expand, and hence due to expansion the air molecules start coming out from the glass from the bottom, that is within the from the liquid itself. So that is first thing. Second, due to expansion of air within the container, the density decreases and hence pressure within the container decreases. Now we understood just now that if the space will be created between the molecules of the air, then the pressure will decrease. So more space, less density, less pressure. So what happened? Once the expansion takes place within the glass container, the space is created and hence the pressure decreases. So within the glass now the pressure is low. Okay, but outer pressure, that is outside the glass, the number of molecules are not so disturbed, so the pressure is same. So pressure within the container is less than outer atmospheric pressure, and hence water moves from high to low pressure, that is it rises up in the container. And now we just understood that any object, when it is placed between high and low pressure, the object will move towards low pressure. So since the water is in the contact with the atmosphere and the water is also in contact with the glass, and within the glass the pressure is low and outside the glass the pressure is high, what will happen? The water will be moved from high to low pressure. That's why the water starts moving up within the glass. So it is just because of the difference in the pressure, high and low, the water starts moving from high to low, and you see the water is rising up. So this is the another conclusion that we had in this activity. This activity might have done in class 6 to show that the oxygen is compulsory for the burning, but the same activity has lots of concepts. Okay, now based on this activity, one question is given to you, that is you have to try yourself. What you can read out: if you do the same activity which I have shown to you with the two different length of the candle. So very first you need to take a very short candle and a long candle and do the same activity one by one with two different candle and see your observation. So your glass container should be same, your water or ink should be same, rest things should be same. The only thing is you have to change the candle, one long and one short, but even the long candle should be shorter than the glass so that you can cover it. Okay, and the shorter one can be up to you, the minimum length that you can take. Okay, so you have to do this activity at home, and for this you must take the help of some elders. Okay, and you need to take precautions, because you are going to do some activity with the matchstick and candle, so you need to be careful also. And you need to perform this activity, you need to take the picture also. Means when you do the activity with the help of long candle, take the picture once the water is rising up, then you do the same with the short candle, and then again take the picture, and you can also make the video. Okay, and then you need to relate, means you have to explain what differences you are getting between the two. Okay, and whatever difference is coming, why it is coming, if you can answer. Okay, so try at home and give your observation, write your observation and conclusion, and share the picture also. So I hope you can try. And for today the class is over. I hope you understood the meaning of pressure exerted by gas, you understood the atmospheric pressure, and in the next class we are going to talk about lots of applications of atmospheric pressure, and you'll see in daily life we are using it almost everywhere. And now onwards, once you'll discuss the atmospheric pressure, you'll be able to relate also. Okay, so that we'll see in the next class. We'll take lots of examples to understand the concept. So just maintain the notes and do this activity at home. You must share the picture and take care. Be at home, be safe. Thank you and Hari Om.